The planet Jor was not like Earth. Its sky was green and wide, with two suns that moved slowly through the air. It was home to the Star Council, where 20 alien races gathered. Once every moon cycle, these beings came from different worlds with different shapes, voices, and ideas. Some were tall and made of crystals. Some looked like moving gas. Others were short and thick like living stone. All of them had one thing in common: they believed they were strong and wise. The meeting hall on Jor stood high above the land. It was a tower made of silver glass, bright as ice and strong as mountain rock. Inside, the council gathered in a wide circle, each race in its own seat. Floating lights lit the air, and soft music played to calm the minds of those present. On this day, the topic was new. A young species from a blue planet called Earth had sent a message. They asked to join the council and trade with the other races. The message was peaceful. It spoke of unity, learning, and friendship. It was signed by a human named Kaleem, who called himself an ambassador. The council leader, a tall being with golden wings named Zurin, stood at the center. His voice rang like a bell. We are gathered to speak of this new species, humans. They live on a small planet far from the trade routes. They have sent a kind message. They asked to join our council. What say you? At first, there was silence. Then soft laughter began. A being shaped like a thin tree, named Renew, waved a branch. Humans? I read their message. So many soft words: peace, sharing, trust. They sound like children trying to sit with elders. Another voice, deep and strong, came from Broden, a rocky being from the fire moon. They speak of dreams and stars, but have they ever fought in deep space? Have they stood against the racked storms? They are new, weak. Let them grow up first. Many council members laughed. A few even clapped their hands or shook their heads. No one took the humans seriously. But one did not laugh. His name was Suvak. He was from a quiet world near the ice belt. His skin was smooth and silver, and his eyes were black like night water. He had seen many things in his long life. He had watched stars born and worlds fall. Suvak did not speak at first. He listened. Then, when the room calmed, he raised his hand. The lights dimmed slightly as his voice filled the room. You say they are weak. You say they are soft. But do not forget, once we were all young. Once we all asked for peace before we knew war. I say we listened to them before we laugh. A few members nodded. Most did not. The vote began. Each race placed a small crystal in the voting pool. Red for no, green for yes. When the pool was counted, 16 were red, 4 were green. The answer was clear. Earth's request was rejected. The door to the hall opened, and a single figure stepped inside. He was tall for a human, dressed in a clean white suit with a blue star on the chest. His eyes were calm. His face was firm. This was Kaleem, the human ambassador. He bowed politely. Placing one hand over his heart, honored council, Kaleem said, I thank you for hearing our message. Earth believes in peace, but we also believe in truth. We wish to share knowledge, ideas, and trade with you. If now is not the time, we understand. Zurin looked at him with a soft smile. You speak well, human, but the stars are not gentle to those who walk without strength. Come back when your kind has learned more of the deep. Kaleem nodded. He showed no anger, no sadness. I respect your decision. Earth will not trouble you again with requests. But I ask you to remember this moment. He turned and walked out of the hall. His steps were slow and steady. The door closed behind him with a quiet sound. Suvak watched him go. He saw something in the man's eyes. It was not pride. It was not fear. It was something else. Something old and quiet, like the deep part of space, outside the council hall. The wind of Jor moved through silver trees. Kaleem walked alone toward his small ship. Other aliens passed him, but did not speak. Some looked curious. Others looked amused. Kaleem entered the ship, and the door sealed shut. Inside, he sat at the front panel and placed his hand on the glass screen. Ambassador Kaleem to Earth Command. Request denied. Returning now. A soft voice from the ship answered, Understood, Ambassador. Command received. Safe flight. As the ship lifted into the green sky, the suns behind him glowed brighter. But in Kaleem's eyes, there was no shine. There was only thought, back on Earth, far across the stars. The message from Jor-El arrived. A room full of leaders, scientists, and thinkers sat together in quiet. The president of Earth, a woman named Luma, stood up. They laughed. What shall we do now? Many looked at each other. Some said to wait. Some said to try again later. Then, one voice broke the silence. It was Admiral Ran. He was known for quiet strength and deep patience. We do not need to speak again. We need only to show. Everyone turned toward him. What do you mean? Someone asked. Ran opened a file on the table. A dark image of a massive ship filled the screen. This is the Vigilant Sun. She is complete. She is ready. Let them see who we are. Silence filled the room. Then, slowly, heads began to nod. They had asked once, politely, with respect. Now it was time to show Earth was not soft, Earth was not weak, and the stars would soon remember. The ship of Ambassador Kaleem moved quietly through the deep black sky, and it passed shining stars and sleeping moons. It did not race. It did not speak. It returned home. Inside the ship, Kaleem sat still. His hands rested on his knees. His face showed no anger. But his mind was not quiet. He remembered the laughter. He remembered the proud voices of the council. And he remembered the silence of Suvak. When the ship entered Earth's system, the defense satellites greeted it. With soft lights and signals, Kaleem responded with his code. The ship flew past the moon, past the old station rings, and toward the great city of Geneva, where the Earth Council waited. The city was clean and bright, full of glass towers, green parks, and silver walkways. In the sky above, many small ships flew in peaceful order. Geneva was the home of Earth's voice. Here, decisions were made for all humans. As Kaleem stepped out of his ship, a team of quiet guards met him. They wore light armor and no weapons. Peace was still Earth's first rule. Kaleem walked between them, not as a defeated man, but as one who had seen much. Inside the Earth Council Hall, leaders from every region sat around a wide table. They stood as Kaleem entered. President Luma gave him a kind nod. Welcome home, Kaleem. We followed your journey. Kaleem bowed slightly. I gave our message. I was honest. I was respectful. But they did not listen. He told them everything. About the laughter. About the vote. About Suvak's warning. About the rejection. The room became quiet. Some leaders looked troubled. Others looked angry. A few looked tired. An old man from the Pacific Union spoke first. We offered them peace. They laughed. What now? Do we try again? Another leader from the African North said, trying again will only give them more reason to mock us. Kaleem raised his head. They do not fear us. They do not know us. And they do not care to learn. They believe peace is weakness. Many heads turned toward Admiral Ran. He sat at the far end of the table, silent until now. He tapped a small screen. A large image rose above the table. It showed a massive ship. Its body was black as space. Its shape was smooth, long, and strong. No markings were shown. Only a small Earth flag near the center. This is the Vigilant Sun. Ran said, she is ready. The room leaned forward. The Vigilant Sun was not a warship by name. But everyone knew what she was. She had no loud engines. She moved with silent speed. She had no open weapons, but her body held great power. She was Earth's answer to fear. Not to start war, but to stop one before it could begin. A young leader from the Southern Isles asked softly, what do you suggest, Admiral? Rehan looked at the table. We asked once. Now we will show. We will send the Vigilant Sun to Jor-El. We will not speak first. We will not fire. We will let them see her. President Luma asked, and what message will we send with the ship? Kaleem stepped forward. Send the same message, word for word. Let them hear the same offer. No anger, no threats. Only the truth. Rehan nodded. If they do not understand our voice, they may understand our shadow. The council voted. All hands raised. There was no doubt. Earth would stay peaceful, but it would not be ignored. That night, the stars above Earth were clear, on the far side of the moon, in a hidden dock. The vigilant sun waited. Her black frame stretched across the sky like a sleeping giant. Her power systems glowed soft blue. Inside, no crew walked yet, but every system was alive. A small team of pilots entered her bridge. They moved with quiet care. These were not warriors. They were trained observers, skilled, calm, and ready. One of them, a woman named Mira, looked at the captain's chair. She had trained for years but had never taken command. A voice came from the deck. Captain Mira, Earth Council has given command. Are you ready to fly? She nodded once, yes. The vigilant sun will move at first light. The next day, at the break of dawn, the dark ship rose from the moon's shadow. It moved slowly at first, then faster, cutting through space like a silent wind. Inside the Earth Council Hall, a signal was sent to the great council of stars from Earth. We return. We repeat our peaceful message. We offer trade, knowledge, and friendship. We do not demand. We do not threaten. But we do not ask twice. No more words followed. Days passed. The vigilant sun reached the edge of Joral's system. She slowed down and entered the planet's orbit. Her lights did not blink. Her weapons stayed hidden. She did not speak. On Joral, eyes turned to the sky. Telescopes focused. Scanners reached out. But they could not understand what they saw. The ship was not like theirs. It had no clear weapons, no energy trails, no weak points. It floated above the planet like a quiet mountain in the sky. Inside the Star Council, alarms rang. Messages flew between members. Some were angry. Why is this? Ship here. Did we not say no? Others were worried. They did not attack. They only wait. Suvek sat in silence once more. He looked at the sky through a round glass. They are not here to speak. They are here to remind us. The laughter was gone. The room that once echoed with pride now filled with questions. What did the humans want now? What was that ship? And what would happen next? The sky above Joral turned dark, not because of night, but because something huge had arrived. It was not a moon, not a cloud, not a ship they had seen before. It was the vigilant sun. The people of Joral looked up. Their two suns still shone, but the shadow in the sky moved across their light. Some stepped outside in silence, some pointed, some ran to their scanners and towers, but none could explain what they were seeing. The ship was black and smooth. It moved without sound. It did not flash lights or speak messages. It only floated above the council city, still as a mountain, but wide as a sea. Inside the great council hall, leaders of 20 alien races gathered once again. The same ones who had laughed days ago now looked at the sky with new eyes. A soft alarm rang in the background. It was not loud, but it reminded them that something serious had come. Council leader Zern stood at the center of the chamber. His golden wings were still open, but his voice had changed. It no longer sounded proud. It sounded careful. Reports say the human ship has entered our sky. It has not made contact. It does not answer signals. It watches. The being of Firestone, Broden, spoke first. This is a warning. They mean to scare us. Another member, light and soft like mist, whispered. They asked before. Now they show. Renew. The tree-shaped being waved a branch again. They will not attack. They want respect, not war. Only Suvek, the silver-skinned elder, stayed silent. His dark eyes watched the floating ship on the screen. He had seen other ships and other wars in older days. But never like this. Suvek finally spoke. This is not a weapon, it is a message. They are saying, without words, that Earth is not a voice to ignore. The council listened now. No one laughed, no one smiled. Outside, the vigilant sun moved, not fast, not aggressive, just a slow turn, showing its full size. Its black body caught the light of both suns, and for a moment, it looked like a star of metal. On the surface, defense towers of the council city scanned the ship, but the scans showed nothing clear. No heat signs, no energy trails, no weapon points. It was like scanning deep water, dark, deep, and quiet. The towers sent a silent alert. They could not track its movements. They could not lock on. They could not understand the ship. In the sky, something else began to happen. Small lights opened on the bottom of the ship. Dozens, then hundreds, of small vessels flew out. They were round, silver, and shaped like coins. They flew in perfect lines, like birds in the wind. The people below watched. The vessels did not fall. They did not fire. They flew in patterns above the city. One by one, they lit up. The light was soft, not blinding. It formed lines and symbols in the sky. Words, written in light, hung above the council tower. It was Earth's message again. We come in peace. We seek trade. We offer friendship. We do not ask again. The message held still in the sky for all to see. The small vessels hovered around it, glowing like stars. Inside the great council hall, silence filled the room. No one moved. No one spoke. They had never seen such control. No race had ever done this. SUVAK stood slowly. They do not shout. They do not fire. They only show. That is strength. Zern looked around the room. We must respond. Renew said, what if we ignore them again? Broden said, what if we answer and they ask for more? Suvak shook his head. If we ignore them, we look blind. If we attack, we lose. If we speak, we may still hold peace. A message light blinked on the council table. The humans had sent no new words. They were waiting for the council to choose. Outside, the small vessels moved again. They formed circles, stars, and flowing lines above the city. It looked like art in the sky. Children in the streets watched with wide eyes. Elders stared with respect. Even guards lowered their weapons. They had never seen anything like this. The human ship had said nothing, yet said everything. Back in the control room of the Vigilant Sun, Captain Mira stood with her crew. She watched the screens. Status? One crew member answered. All vessels holding position. No threats detected. City defenses still active, but not aiming. Another crew member said, no reply yet. But they are watching. Mira nodded. We wait. She did not smile. She did not fear. She knew why they were here. Not to scare, but to be seen. Not to fight, but to be understood. In the great council hall, Zern called a vote. Do we send a reply to Earth? Do we speak again? One by one, members raised their signs. This time, most were green. Only a few remained red. SUVAK placed his hand down last. I vote to invite the human again. Let him speak. We must not judge by size alone. The vote passed. The council would answer. As the sun lowered on Jorel, and the second sun began to rise, the glowing message in the sky slowly faded. The small vessels returned to the ship. The Vigilant Sun remained above, still quiet, still watching. This time, no one laughed. And in the quiet air, a feeling spread, respect, and something else to curiosity. The Vigilant Sun floated above Jorel like a quiet shadow. It did not move. It did not speak. Its black body blocked part of the sky. But it made no sound, no threat. Yet across the planet, every eye remained locked on it. Inside the great council hall, the air felt different. There was no laughter. No one mocked. Every member had seen the message in the sky. Every member had watched the small silver vessels fly with perfect balance. Some council members had felt awe. Some had felt fear. All had felt something new. Council leader Zern stood again at the center. We invited the human ambassador to return. A message has been sent. Now we wait. The hall was quiet. SUVAK, the wise elder from the ice world, spoke softly. Their silence is louder than many voices. They came without anger, but they do not come weak. Broden, the rock-skinned warrior, said, if they have such power and still offer peace, we should not refuse again. Renew, the tree-like being, added, they have shown us respect, even when we gave them none. Others nodded. Some still looked unsure. Outside the council tower, people from different races gathered to watch the sky. Screens on tall buildings showed the black ship. Small children pointed and asked questions. Adults spoke in low voices. Some whispered stories already forming. In a small market, an elder told her grandchild. That ship holds 1,000 voices, but it chooses to stay silent. That is strength. Far above, inside the vigilant sun, Captain Mira watched the screens. Her crew sat quietly. They had no weapons ready. They had no need. One of the crew said. Still no response from the council. Captain, their message reached U.S., but they have not given a time. Mira replied, we wait. That is our mission. She stood in front of the large view window. The planet Jorel shone below. Green and gold under its suns, the city beneath looked peaceful. But the peace was thin, like glass. The ship's control systems showed energy signals from below. The city's defense towers were powered, but not aimed. They were ready, but not active. The humans had seen such things before. Mira turned to the crew. They will respond. They must. We showed them who we are without force. If they wish to speak, we will speak. The ship remained still. Not even its lights blinked. Back on the ground, Suvek sat alone in his chamber. He looked up at the black ship through his glass window. He placed his hand on the table and activated a small screen. An old image appeared. A younger Suvek stood beside other leaders long ago, during the rise of a now-lost empire. They had once laughed at a small race too. That race had fallen, but the war that followed had nearly broken the stars. He closed the screen and stood. Suvek walked to the hall where the council waited. When he entered, all turned to him. He raised his hand. I have lived many years. I have seen war. I have seen peace, but never have I seen a ship like this. Never have I seen such control, such care. They did not come to fight, but they did not come weak. I believe we should listen. No one argued. The council agreed to receive the human again. A message was sent to the vigilant sun. The next morning, a smaller human ship broke away from the large one. It was silver and round, with a smooth surface. It flew down toward the council city. The people below watched in silence. The ship landed on the main platform beside the council tower. A single ramp opened. Kaleem stepped out. He wore the same white suit. He looked calm. His eyes scanned the faces of those who watched. There were no cheers, but there were no laughs either. A guard led him inside the tower. As he walked, he passed walls made of crystal and gold. Statues of old heroes stood tall. Murals showed victories, star maps, and peace signs. Kaleem's steps were steady. Inside the great hall, the council waited. Zurin stood, wings tucked close. We welcome you back, Ambassador Kaleem. Kaleem bowed his head. I return with the same words. We offer peace. We offer trade. We offer knowledge. Earth does not come to rule. We come to share. Zurin nodded. Why send the ship if you only offer peace? Kaleem looked around the room. When we came before with open hands, you laughed. We were told to return when we had more strength. So, we showed our strength. But we used it to stay silent, not to strike. He paused. You taught us what you value. You did not answer words. So, we sent presents, a message written in shape and silence. Suvek leaned forward. Do you plan to use that ship to pressure us? Kaleem answered without pause. No. Earth does not wish to pressure anyone, but we will not come again as shadows. You now know we are not only dreamers, we are builders. We are explorers, and we are ready. The room remained quiet. Then Suvek stood. I believe this is a message we must hear. We denied them once, but they did not return with fire. They returned with strength and calm. I suggest we open True Talks. Many others nodded. Zuran looked around. Then let us prepare a seat. Earth may speak again. As an equal, Kaleem gave a small smile. Not proud. Not smug. Only thankful. Outside, the people of Jorel watched the black ship in the sky. It had not fired a single shot, yet it had spoken more than words could. That day, many races learned something new. Silence can be powerful. Presence can be louder than sound. And sometimes, strength is not shown by shouting, but by waiting. The great council hall was filled with quiet tension. After the arrival of the vigilant sun and Ambassador Kaleem's return, the council was no longer sure what to do. The laughter of before was gone. replaced by whispers and uncertain glances. Many of the younger races, those with less power and less history, wanted to welcome Earth quickly. They saw the humans as new friends. They admired the strength shown. Without violence, they believed peace was possible. A young member named Lyra spoke first. She was from a small race called the Velen, who live on a warm planet covered in blue seas. We should accept Earth's request. They came with respect. They showed strength without attack. If we refuse them again, we risk angering a powerful new player. Others nodded in agreement, but the older races were not so sure. The mighty empire of the Broden, made of rock and fire, was wary. Broden himself spoke with a heavy voice. They have power, yes, but we do not know their true intentions. If we accept them now, we invite a new force into our politics. They could change everything. The great tree-like Renew agreed. They showed silence, but silence can hide many things. We must be careful. A heated debate began. Some members feared that Earth's power might threaten the balance of the Council. Others feared what would happen if they pushed Earth away. Suvak, the wise elder from the ice world, stood up to calm the room. We have judged too quickly before. We laughed when they asked first. Now we must listen and watch carefully. If Earth is a threat, they will show it, but for now, they have only shown patience. The council grew quiet. Then Zern spoke again. We face a choice. Do we accept Earth and risk change? Or do we reject Earth and risk conflict? A vote was called. As the votes were counted, the room held its breath. It was closer this time. 12 for acceptance, 8 against. The vote passed. Earth would be invited to join the council. But the decision did not end the worry. Some members whispered of secret meetings. Others called for more spies to watch the vigilant sun. The council agreed to hold a special meeting. They would meet one-on-one with Ambassador Kaleem. They wanted to learn more about Earth's true intentions. The news spread quickly across Jorel. Some celebrated quietly. Others prepared for possible change. Kaleem was informed. He prepared to return to the council. On the day of the meeting, Kaleem entered the council tower again. This time, he was not alone. Several human diplomats and scientists had joined him. He was led to a large room where the council members waited. The air was still tense. One by one, the members spoke. A member named Varel, from the sky race called Orcs, asked about Earth's technology. How can Earth create a ship like the Vigilant Sun? What is your secret? Kaleem smiled. Our technology is born from cooperation and necessity. We have faced many challenges on Earth and learned to build tools that protect us and help us explore. Renew asked, your ship showed power but did not attack. Why? Kaleem replied. Because Earth values peace. We know war can destroy all. We sent the Vigilant Sun to show that we are ready to defend ourselves. But we hope to avoid fighting. Broden frowned. Your people speak of peace, but power often brings conflict. Kaleem looked directly at him. True peace requires strength. Without strength, peace is only a dream. The council listened. Some felt challenged, others felt respect. After hours of questions, the meeting ended. Suvak spoke last. We will watch Earth closely. We welcome them, but trust must be earned. Kaleem bowed. Earth will honor this trust. As Kaleem left the council tower, he felt hope. The road ahead would be long. But this was a beginning. Outside, the vigilant sun still floated silently. Above the city, it was a reminder to all that Earth was here not to conquer, but to stand strong. The stars were changing, and humanity was ready. The great council hall was filled with tension as Ambassador Kaleem prepared to speak. This time, his return was different. The laughter was gone. The council had listened and learned that Earth was not weak, but many still doubted. They needed to hear the truth from the human himself. Kaleem stood tall and calm. His white suit shone softly under the bright lights. He looked at the gathered council members, each waiting for his words. He began. His voice steady and clear. Honored members of the great council, I thank you for giving Earth this chance to speak. He paused to let his words settle. Earth is a young world. We have faced many struggles and many wars. Our history is long with pain. but also with hope. He showed images on the large screen behind him. They were simple scenes, fields of green, children playing, cities growing, people helping each other. Earth is a place of life and growth. We have built many things, learned much, and reached for the stars. The council members watched silently. Kaleem continued. But Earth is not perfect. We have fought wars among ourselves. We have made mistakes. But from those mistakes, we learned the value of peace. He looked directly at Zurin. We come to you not as conquerors, but as friends. We seek to build bridges, not walls. Then his voice grew firmer. But we are not weak. We have built the vigilant sun not to threaten, but to protect, to show that we are ready for what may come. He showed images of Earth's defenses, its ships, and its people working together. Peace without strength is fragile. Strength without peace is empty. The council members listened carefully. Kaleem lowered his gaze for a moment. I know some fear Earth's power. Some think we may bring conflict. I say this, Earth wishes for unity among the stars. But we will not walk alone if we are pushed away. He raised his hand slowly. We ask for respect, for a seat among you, not for power over you, but for the chance to share and grow together. A silence fell. Then Suvak, the wise elder, stood. Your words are honest, Ambassador. Your strength is clear. Earth has learned well. Many others nodded. Zuran stepped forward. We accept your truth. Earth may join us, but trust is not given lightly. It is earned in time. Kaleem bowed. Earth is ready to earn that trust. The council chamber echoed with a new energy, not of fear or pride, but of possibility. Outside, the vigilant sun waited quietly. It was more than a ship. It was a symbol, a reminder that humanity was here not to conquer, but to stand strong and peaceful. As the meeting ended, Kaleem felt hope rise within him. The road ahead was long, and many challenges awaited. But for the first time, Earth was heard. The stars seemed brighter, and the universe was changing. The great council hall was filled with beings from many worlds. This time, the air was different. It was calm, yet full of hope and cautious respect. The question that hung over the room was clear: would Earth finally be accepted among the stars? Council. Leader Zurin stood tall. His golden wings shimmered softly. Round him, other leaders waited. Some had smiled quietly, some looked serious. But all eyes were on the empty seat prepared for Earth's ambassador. Kaleem entered the hall. He wore his white suit. His face showed a quiet strength. The journey had been long, filled with questions and trials. But now, he was here for a new beginning. As he walked to the seat, many stood. A few nodded their heads. No applause, no laughter, only respect. Kaleem sat down and looked around the hall. Honored members of the council, he said, thank you for welcoming Earth among you. We come as friends. We bring our hopes, our knowledge, and our strength. Zurin smiled. We have watched Earth closely. You have shown patience and power. You have taught us new ways to speak without words. Your place is here. Other members spoke as well. Varel from the Sky People said, we look forward to learning from you. Renew, the tree being, said softly, and we hope to walk with you in peace, even Broden. The rock warrior nodded. Strength must walk with wisdom, he said. Earth has shown both. Outside the hall, the vigilant sun waited silently. In orbit, its presence was no longer a threat, but a promise. A promise that Earth would stand strong but peaceful. The council voted to accept Earth as a full member. The vote was nearly unanimous. After the ceremony, Kaleem met with Suvak, the wise elder who had once warned against underestimating humans. Suvak smiled. You kept your word. Ambassador. Earth came quietly, but your strength spoke loudly. Kaleem nodded. We will not forget. We will walk carefully, but we will not be ignored. Double quotes together. They looked out the tall glass walls at the stars beyond. The stars seemed brighter that day. Across the galaxies, news of Earth's acceptance spread. Some races celebrated. Others watched with new respect. On Earth, people watched the message from the council. The president, Luma, spoke on the screen. This is a new chapter for humanity. We have been heard. We are no longer alone. The vigilant sun slowly turned away from Jorel and began its journey home. It carried more than just a crew, it carried Earth's hope and promise. The universe had changed. Humans had sent one message. They came in peace. But they were ready, and the stars would remember.